Hello there and welcome to episode 6 of the European Attraction Show.
Bringing you the latest news from theme parks throughout Europe.
Coming up on today's episode of the show, I bring you the latest news about the reopening of Revolution at Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
And I'll be bringing you news about an exciting new Angry Birds themed area in Nottinghamshire, and also the final updates for Nemesis of Terror Taunton Towers.
Along with all that, we'll be bringing you news from some of Europe's most popular theme parks, such as Aventura, looking at their White Night event, Disneyland Paris Future, and Aqua Nora, a fantastic new water show at Efteling.
It's all coming up on episode 6 of the European Attraction Show.
My name's Sean Sandbrook.
And I'm Alicia Holmes, and that means it's time to
cue those titles.
Big warm welcome to the 6th episode of the European Attraction Show. First up on the show, we have news about the reopening of Revolution at Pleasure Beach, Blackpool.
Now, as you know, the Revolution was closed earlier this year for refurbishment, but the track has now been spray painted white and the put supports silver. Now, this will be Revolution's third change of colour since the ride opened in 1979 as the UK's first inverting coaster.
The sponsor Iron Brew has now been removed and Revolution is now a non-sponsored ride, just like most rides in Pleasure Beach. Here are some pictures of the finished Revolution.
Revolution looking much better there, but what are your thoughts on the new colour scheme? And did you prefer a brighter Revolution?
Send us your comments on our Facebook wall or tweet us at ThemeParkWW.
Wallace and Gromit now, and a quick update on the construction of the new ride for 2013. Now, the ride will sit on the site of the old gold mine that last operated in the 2011 season. And then it had its facade removed and construction walls put up around the site.
Unlike past Pleasure Beach attractions, the ride has a themed construction fence with the wording "Get cracking, Gromit, the Thrill-O-Matic opens at Pleasure Beach in Blackpool 2013.
Now, it's unsure what the actual ride system will be and whether the old one is going to be replaced. But here on the show, we'll keep you up to date on all of that, including the rumours, which are a pre-show in the attraction, and also changes to the exterior of the building. Now, I'm sure as most people own an iPhone or iPod, you'll have all played on the very addictive game called Angry Bird. Well, soon you'll be able to put yourself in the game as Nottinghamshire's Sundown Adventureland have plans to open an Angry Bird themed section to their park.
There are lots of themed sections to their existing park, and the addition of a great giant theme play area will be a welcoming addition to the park. The new area is set to include Angry Bird slingshots, swings, tunnels and much more. Here's a look at the concept art for the new play park.
The new playground looking absolutely fantastic there, and I'm sure it'll be a big hit with all the families out there, including very small children. Now, here at Theme Park Worldwide, we've not yet had the pleasure of visiting Sundown Adventureland, but if you have, then drop us a comment, and you can do that by sending us a tweet at ThemeParkWW, that's on Twitter, or you can write on our Facebook wall, which is Theme Park Worldwide. Let us know what you think. Now, remember to follow us and like our page to receive the latest updates from the parks first. Now it's time to head over to Alicia for an update on the Phalanx.
Now, as I mentioned in the last episode, Nemesis of Terror closed off to the public for 6 days as improvements happened to further upgrade the ride. The ride has now been made much more intense and scary as new elements have been added in. Now, if you haven't heard about the new and improved Subterra, I suggest you skip forward about 1 minute, as spoilers will be said about the ride experience. For the viewers who want to know what's happening, the whole ride experience is much more clearer now, and the additions of vibrations and sound intensity in both the entrance and exit lifts have been made much more stronger and even more realistic. A countdown clock has now been fitted on the wall once you rise again from the nest, displaying that you only have 40 seconds to get out. The overall experience makes the ride much more intense, and the lifts on the way out are the same and the lights still go off and it brakes. However, the additional smoke effects and louder audio really does add to the experience. The main changes to Nemesis of Terror are upon exiting the final lift. When the doors open, instead of facing daylight, you face a man with a gas mask on, shining a light in your face. It brings panic to everyone before you are ushered out of the lift into a decontamination maze. Scare actors, all of which in gas masks, shout and bang on the metal caging as lights begin to strobe, causing total disorientation. You have to reach all sorts of levels as you're guided through the maze before running towards the exit. When I first went on the ride, I made sure I didn't know exactly what to expect, so I had no idea what was going to happen. Personally, I found it very intense, and here on the show we've enjoyed Nemesis of Terror from the first time it opened. But with the added scare maze and small changes, it's definitely one of our favourite rides on the park.
Some fantastic news from the UK there over the past fortnight. Now we voyage out of the country and visit Aventura, a very popular theme park in Europe, attracting over 3.5 million visitors each year. Now, as they host their very first White Night event, excitement is building at one of Europe's busiest theme parks, and they announced at the end of May that on the 30th of June the park will remain open until 4 AM, with all rides and attractions set to be open until the park closes as soon as daylight strikes over the skies of Spain.
The event also includes special shows from the summer lineup, including the park's nightly fireworks show, performed on the Mediterranean lagoon.
Indeed, it's going to be a very big success for the park and will attract even more visitors to an ever more successful Port Aventura. And the park is looking to do more of these style events in the future, with more dates and different times depending on the success of this one.
Here's a look at the promo for White Nights.
White Nights looking absolutely fantastic there. Now, unfortunately, we won't be at the event, but we will be at the wonderful world of Portaventura the week before. I will be filming all of the summer shows for you, and they're uploaded here on our YouTube channel. Now on to Disneyland Paris, which is the most popular and visited theme park in Europe, and how Disney are looking at the future plans for one of the theme parks at the resort.
Thoughts at Disney HQ have been put forward about a change of theme and layout of the Walt Disney Studios, which opened in 2002, to improve the park's infrastructure in the coming years. It was also revealed that the majority of investment in Disneyland Paris would be on this in the next 5 years. Meanwhile, cranes stand high above the site of the studios as groundwork begin on the Ratatouille Dark Ride.
Here's a look at what's going on over at Disney.
Cranes towering above Walt Disney Studios there, and here on the show we'll be covering updates very closely.
Indeed we will. Now, there are two ways in which Disney can go about the future of the studio's park. Progressively changing the theme, which would involve adding attractions which have nothing to do with the original theme. Don't like the idea of that one. So that will basically mean we've got a clash of themes, and it'll have nothing to do with the original design of the park from 2002. It'll be very unrecognisable, so I would not like that at all. Now, there's the other option, which is restructuring the park over a period of time, developing new attractions, staying with the studio's theme.
Last up in our Disney section is the confirmed opening day of the World of Disney store, opening in the Disney Village. The new multi-million-pound store will open to doors to guests on July the 12th.
Here's a look at the latest concept art of the building, which is very Art Deco. Here's a look. future for Walt Disney Studios looking very bright there. However, low gate numbers at the park means the Paris resort is struggling to attract the large numbers. Now here on the show we will keep you updated with further news as we get it.
Now on to a fantastic water show that launched on 31st of May, Aqua Nora at Efteling. The new water show is the largest in Europe and the third largest in the world, making it a truly sensational experience.
The show is a fantastic work of art with classical music custom made to the park, colour, water, fire and fog, making it a brilliant panoramic show.
Here's a little look at the Aqua Nora, the new show at Efteling in the Netherlands.
Amazing show there, and here at Theme Park Worldwide we hope to get out to the park as soon as possible.
The park will also be opening an awesome new dark ride for 2013 and we will have detailed report on that in future episodes.
In the meantime, a very big 60th anniversary to the Efteling and good luck with the rest of the 2012 season. Hello and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide's Ride of the Show. So if you don't know what this section is all about, then here is how it works. Here on the European Attraction Show we choose a random ride from any theme park in Europe and then we'll tell you the most interesting facts about that ride for your viewing pleasure. Oh, isn't that nice? And then you can send in your reviews on that ride and we will read them off in our next show. So there's how it works. So here on episode 6, our ride of the week is the Big One, also known as the Pepsi Max Big One at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Now the ride was manufactured by Aerodynamics, which is now a defunct steel roller coaster manufacturer, and construction began back in September 1993 and lasted just over 7 months. The tubular track and supports were transported from Bolton to Blackpool and stood at the nearby Blackpool Airport. Now I'm sure you've all been to Blackpool, and when you're driving out of Blackpool you normally go past the Blackpool Airport and you will see that it's very close, about a mile away from the pleasure beach, so an ideal place to store track there. During the start of the construction of the ride, also the south of Blackpool Promenade was closed as pieces of the tubular structure were stored right next door to the pleasure beach. Very interesting fact there for you. Now the ride opened to the public on May the 28th, 1994, and the finished ride cost £12 million to complete. Now, when the big one opened, it was the tallest and fastest roller coaster in the world. Well, it still is, according to the announcement in the station, even though we know it's all not. And it remained that until 1996. But it was beaten, however, in 2002 by Silver Star at Europa Park, because it did still remain the tallest in Europe up until 2002. Now, on the 31st of May 2012, 54-year-old Richard Rodriguez, I think that's right, but he's from North Carolina. He began his world record attempt to ride the big one for 10 hours a day for the next 103 days. That's fantastic. And so he's got to complete that challenge. So here's a look at a few pictures of Richard at the beginning of his Blackpool adventure. Now here on the show we wish the best of luck to Richard, and you can send in your support messages for the next show as we're getting in contact with the Pleasure Beach, and we're hoping to get him to tune into our next episode so we can see all of your support to get him going on the however many days he'll have left. Probably 80 something days he'll have left. I haven't quite worked that out. But yeah, riding on the big one for 10 hours constantly is a big challenge, never mind for 103 days. So that's consecutive riding. Let's just hope the weather picks up for him as he braves the 213 foot of thrills and pulling a G-force of 3.5. Well done to you, Richard. Best of luck from us here at the show. Now it's time for this week's Shoutouts. Now, such a fantastic response to shout-outs over the past 2 weeks. In fact, we have more than ever before. Ooh. Now, indeed we do, and it's great to see so many of you enjoying the show. And thanks to everyone for sending in your feedback on the news on this week's show. First up in shout-outs are some comments on the news in our last episode. Georgina Maxwell said she loved our episode from Flamingo Land and that Mumbo Jumbo is her favourite ride at the park too. Thanks there, Georgia. It's definitely a great choice. Now, Katie Fox is loving the updates at Flamingo Land and took her cousins to the park after watching the last show to try the new play area. Fantastic stuff, and we're glad you had fun, Katie. And finally, a comment from Richard Mason, who said he loves the look of the Holiday Lodge complex for the Lightwater Valley and wishes all the team at the park best of luck in gaining planning permission. Best of luck to you, Lightwater Valley, from all of us here at Theme Park Worldwide. Now, thank you for your fantastic comments, and remember, if you have any, send them to us via our usual account on Twitter and Facebook. Now on to the shout-outs from our wonderful viewers out there. A big hello to Sam Jones, who's rode the Swan 98 times. Hey out there to the Alton Towers gang. Hello to Thrill Nation. Now, a big hello to everyone at the Alton Towers community, and also to Luke Farmer, and we're glad you're enjoying the show, Blair Gormall. Hi to Kyle Dempsey, and a very happy birthday from myself and Alicia. Happy birthday, Kyle. Hope you've had a great day. Now, hi to Tom and Rob, we're glad you're loving the show. And big hellos to Project Hours Trips, James from the Haunting at Drayton Manor, and finally, James Deanne. And now, it's on to Magic Moments. Hello there guys, and welcome to our final segment of episode 6. It's time for Magic Moments. So here on Theme Park Worldwide, if you have a fantastic photo at any theme park in Europe, it could be anything from an on-ride photo or a strange shot of you in front of a ride, or even you laying on the floor looking at some fantastic themed path. We don't care, we love it all here at the show, and me and Alicia, we will use any magic moment that gets sent in. And so here at the show, we want you to get them sent in. Contact us via the usual method, which is just down there. There you go. So this week's magic moment goes to the Alton Towers gang, enjoying a trip to Blackpool Pleasure Beach at the start of the season, and that was earlier this year. Here's a look at their fantastical, magical fountain moment. Such a fantastic magic moment there, and as you can see, the whole of ATG, including myself, having a splashing time at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. If you have a magic moment, a shout out, or comment on any of the news in episode 6, then send it in via our usual method. You can tweet us by using the hashtag ThemeParkWorldwide, or you can like our Facebook page by the same name. So it's ThemeParkWW on Twitter, or Theme Park Worldwide in your search box on Facebook. So we'll be looking forward to hearing from you in the next fortnight, and we can't wait to mention you in our next show. And that's all for episode 6 of the European Attraction Show here on Theme Park Worldwide. And we hope you've enjoyed all the latest theme park news throughout the UK and Europe, and hope you join us on the 25th of June for our next episode.
But don't worry, keep checking the channel between now and then, as a range of on and off ride videos from theme parks throughout Europe will be added daily.
Indeed they will. Remember to send in your shout-outs, comments and magic moments. Subscribe to the channel with the latest updates first, and follow us on Twitter at ThemeParkWW. Like our Facebook page for the latest updates first. My name's Sean Sandbrook.
And I'm Elise Holmes.
And that leaves us with both one more thing to say. Cue those credits. Bye now.